Silence. A still body in front of the mirror, not out of vanity but out of a deep search. A gaze that quietly asks, without words, who am I beyond what I was told? Behind the eyes, memories of diagnoses, family histories, inherited pain. A strange feeling of carrying something that didn't start with you, but lives in you, as if your existence had been written before you ever had a chance to choose. For a long time, we believed that our biology was a sealed fate, that the genes we inherited from our parents and their parents were like unchangeable codes, condemning us to repeat stories, illnesses, patterns. This was the era of deterministic biology, a time when the body was viewed as a programmed machine with no room for silent miracles. But science evolved, and with it, the possibility of seeing ourselves differently. Bruce Lipton, a cellular biologist, was one of the first to whisper with courage and evidence that there is more, that our genes don't operate alone, that consciousness, this invisible force that lives within us, is capable of changing matter, that the environment, both outer and inner, is the conductor deciding which genes will play and which will remain silent. And when we talk about environment, we also mean emotions, thoughts, beliefs, the things you believe even unconsciously, because every belief, every emotional pattern, vibrates within you as a language your cells understand. You're not at the mercy of your DNA. You are the space in which your DNA expresses itself. You are the field where biology dances. Today, we will walk through this invisible field, through epigenetics, consciousness, and the profound truth that the body hears everything the soul whispers. This is an invitation to rediscover your power, not as an imposition, but as a revelation. Because maybe, deep down, you already know your body is not broken. It's simply waiting for a new direction, a direction that begins within you. Not everything we inherit is meant to remain. Epigenetics teaches us this. This new science, which has gained strength in recent decades, revealed something that once seemed impossible under classical biology. Genes don't make decisions on their own. They are like blank scores waiting for instructions. And who gives those instructions? The environment, the field surrounding the cells, the energy you vibrate within. Bruce Lipton was one of the pioneers who observed that genetically identical cells could behave completely differently depending on the environment in which they were placed. This changed everything, because if the environment shapes the cell, then we, with our thoughts, our emotions, our daily choices, are the true sculptors of biology. You are not a victim of your genes. You are the gardener of your biological terrain. Recent studies have gone even deeper into this perspective. Research on inherited trauma, like that conducted by Rachel Yehuda with descendants of Holocaust survivors, showed that deep emotional experiences can alter how genes express themselves. But just as trauma leaves an imprint, healing also writes itself in. Every time you choose a new emotional response, every time you meditate, breathe, love, you send new instructions to your body. Epigenetics is not just science. It is a spiritual calling for responsibility, a gentle reminder that your body is moldable, that you can become the space of regeneration for your cells, that what once seemed like a genetic burden may just be a story waiting for a new ending. Imagine that every thought you have is a key, that every recurring emotion is a vibrational code, and that your body silently is listening to it all. Science and spirituality meet in this subtle truth. What you believe becomes biology, not because it's magic, but because it's frequency. Beliefs don't just live in the mind, they inhabit the body. When you believe, consciously or not, that you're doomed by genetics, that illness is inevitable, that suffering is part of your identity, those ideas become instructions for your cells. And the cells, obedient, respond exactly as suggested. Lipton states that about 95% of our actions are driven by the subconscious, which means that these deep, silent beliefs are the ones shaping our physical experience. But there's a bright opening in this picture. The subconscious can be reprogrammed. The conscious mind, when used with intention and emotion, has the power to write new commands. It's like changing the soundtrack of your existence. And with it, the cellular choreography shifts. There are countless stories of people who, by changing their beliefs, also changed their diagnoses. It's not about denying what hurts, but about creating a new internal field where the body can remember what it means to be in balance. Because, in the end, the most healing belief of all might be this: my body knows how to come home. Now I invite you to pause, to return to your body, to your vibration, to that which pulses in the silence between thoughts. Close your eyes if that feels right. Take a deep breath 3 times, feeling the air touch your cells with presence. And now, bring your attention inward. Visualize your biology as fertile ground, a field where you can plant new frequencies. Bring to mind a belief that still limits you. Perhaps something like, I always get sick. My family has always suffered with this. Or it's too late for me. Let this belief rise up without judgment. Just observe. Now inhale slowly, and as you exhale, imagine that belief dissolving like mist. It is not you. It's just a vibrational memory, and you can let it go. As you stay in this state, repeat silently, I am the environment of my healing. My biology listens to my consciousness. Every cell aligns with the peace that vibrates in me. Visualize your cells like small lights turning on, feeling safe, reconnected. The body doesn't need force. It needs loving direction. And that direction begins here, in this simple ritual of presence. This exercise can be done daily, for just 3 minutes, before sleep, upon waking, when fear arises, because repetition, when done with emotion, creates coherence. And where there is coherence, there is transformation. You are not your DNA. You are the field where it manifests. You are living consciousness, a vibration that communicates with every cell, every atom, every possibility of healing the universe holds in silence. Bruce Lipton showed us that we are not hostages of biology, we are its authors. And this calling is not easy, because it requires presence. It requires love. It requires the courage to look inward and say, I allow myself to change. Your body listens to everything you feel, everything you think, everything you believe, and more than that, it is ready to respond. But it needs you, your gentleness, your constancy, your vibration. Maybe you are here because you're tired of repeating the same cycles, because something inside you is asking for a new path. And that is the most powerful truth. You can still create a new inner environment, because it is never too late to return home. What field are you offering your biology right now?